And gentlemen, it is time. Fights with Friends, brought to you by Intuit TurboTax. Get 20% off your taxes this year, 2019, with Fights with Friends. I'm Mike, Fights with Friends, and we're looking at 20% off of your taxes. Who doesn't need to save 20% off your taxes? Everybody has to do taxes right now. You might be like Mike. This is a fight show. Why are you talking about taxes? Let me tell you why. Let me give you the down low. So this is what the IRS does to you. They come to you like Anderson Silva in his prime. They're throwing front kicks to the face. They're throwing uppercuts. They're coming at you with everything there is, and they're looking to pick off white belts. They are some 5th degree black belts jumping out of trees, looking to take out white belts. They're looking for people without representation. That's the white belts. They want people without representation. What's up, Robert? So you got to do your taxes. You got to have somebody watching your back when you go to do your taxes. The IRS, like I said, they are coming at you. They will jack you up. They will bust your jaw. They are like old school mafia. You got to have somebody on your side like Intuit TurboTax. They're the counter. They're the counter to what the IRS brings to you. The IRS throws a left hook. They're going to block it. They're going to get the IRS in an arm bar. They're going to have them down on the ground. They got hooks in. They're putting the choke on. They're putting the squeeze on. They're not going to mess with you with TurboTax. And what's TurboTax going to do for Fights with Friends family? What are they going to do right now? They're going to give you 20% off with this code right here. Everybody's got to do taxes. Hit the link, save 20%. Doesn't matter if you've never used TurboTax in your life or if you've used it every year from the moment of inception. Use this code. They give it exclusively to the Fights with Friends family. You're automatically going to get 20% off. Doesn't matter who you are. And they got your back. I would not do my taxes without TurboTax. They've got me out of a ton of binds, and I am proud to have them as a sponsor. As I've said, I've used them many times throughout the years with my businesses and different things. And don't go into tax season without representation. No taxation without representation, right? And not only are they going to give you 20% off, they're going to help out Fights with Friends family. They're going to kick me back a $10 Amazon gift card so we can spruce this place up, buy some cooler posters to put in the background, you know, shirts, equipment, all that kind of stuff. All right, enough with the advertisements. I'm done there. Let's get down to business. It's boxing. It's been a while since we've had some fights to talk about. It's been driving me nuts, honestly. I've been difficult to live with. The wife's probably about to kill me. I told her I got to see some violence, and then she got a little scared. No, but it's like I need some violence in my life right now. That's just, sometimes you have to see somebody hit somebody, kick somebody, choke somebody. That's the way I roll. You guys know me. You guys that have been here have known me for a while. You know, that's what I enjoy. If you're here, that's probably what you enjoy. You want to see somebody bring the pain. And tonight, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant and Jose Uzcategui for the Super Middleweight Championship. They are looking to bring some pain. These guys are straight up killers. I believe this is one of the best Super Middleweight matchups for a long time. Probably the best Super Middleweight matchup, honestly, since Kelly Pavlik and Bernard Hopkins on paper fought each other. Probably 5-6 years ago. There's something going on in boxing right now. Ever since the Tyson Fury-Deontay Wilder fight, and it was starting to bubble up before then. They're starting to get to be more talent again in boxing. And now you see everybody jumping in the game. You see the zones on the game. Fox is on the game. ESPN is in there. Showtime's been killing it. And gotta love the zone because they're all about getting rid of that pay-per-view. And that's what I'm about. You know, I hate the pay-per-view model. We're done with it. We're done paying $65 for our fights. Speaking of boxing fights coming up, though, I am very, very excited to say that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder is in the books. Looks like they said they're working on it, and they're hoping to be fighting by June. What's up, unemployed Mara Yamasaki in the house? Bruins 498 is the Macho Man Randy Savage would say, oh yeah. Oh yeah, save yourself some money with TurboTax. No, no curtain today. The curtain's in here. It's over there in the corner. I moved to a whole different room. I'm upstairs right now. You can see, you'll be able to see it better when I get some bigger posters up. You see, I got my autographed Mike Tyson picture up there. That's what's up behind me on the wall. Have that for a while. I tried to give it away when the streams first started on like a raffle thing, and people didn't trust me yet, I guess. But show the game. What's up, California from Arrow? I enjoyed Kelly Pavlik's interview on Rogan's podcast. Pavlik is yoked up nowadays. Yep, new location for good. Yep, I am upstairs for good. This is the new location for good. I got stuff in here. I just need the shelves to put them on. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys though. I gotta build the shelves, but I got some cool stuff to decorate the place. Just real quick. I'm a huge Street Fighter 2 fan. So got me the Ryu Funko Pop. Got me the Ken Funko Pop. I know it's not real fighting, but like I said, I'm a big Street Fighter 2 fan. I'm going to order one of those Arcade 1 Street Fighter machines. The Arcade 1, I don't know if you guys have seen them out there, but they are arcade perfect. If you played Street Fighter 2, the old game in the arcade, the Arcade 1 machine is awesome. It's a little shorter, but they sell a little thing to put it on a little block so you can see it better. And, of course, the original, old school, the original Wheaties box, the Anthony Pettis. Of course, they're looking at him to fight Darren Till here soon. We got a lot of big stuff up in here, and just a few things. We'll be starting the fights here pretty soon, but I wasn't able to get this on the wall yet because we had some family issues this week. But this is the actual poster from the first time the UFC was in Seattle, and I took young David to the Key Arena. So we got that nice framed, and we'll have that up in here. So. What's up? Did you see the left hand from Rigondeaux? No, I didn't. I didn't watch the prelims. I was watching a little bit of the football game. I seen the Saints go ahead there. Just finished watching the Saints beat the Eagles. I hear you. No, a lot of people call the fights the game. I have a friend that's from Africa. He's from Somalia. And they call it all the game. He says, y'all come over and watch the game. And he means if it's the fights, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a fight, boxing, MMA, soccer, football, it's all the game. So I'm good with that. They have all been finishes. Damn. Yeah, I was glad when I seen that Wheaties box come out. I was like, man, I don't know when you know, if they're going to repeat this thing, but there's a UFC fighter on a Wheatie box, I better go pick it up. So I did. From Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. Nice. I have never been there, but picks for the Super Bowl. I got Saints Pats. I think that's as good a bet as any. Post Reloaded. That's actually the way I'm leaning. Man, I cannot believe the way Drew Brees is throwing at 40 years old. And you can't take anything away from Tom Brady either. My Eagles couldn't pull it off. Hey, at least you got a ring, man. I know how you feel. We got our first Super Bowl, and we should have had that Super Bowl win a couple years ago. The next year against the Patriots, and everybody knows 1 yard line. You got Marshawn Lynch 1st and 1, and they decide to pass it, throw an interception, and ended our streak. We haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. But it's enjoy that one win. Enjoy that win. Rams Chiefs Super Bowl. I don't know if I see either one of those guys getting there, but I've really underestimated the Chiefs all season, though. Right now, I feel like the Chiefs, you know, the Chiefs could definitely get there. Just like a lot of fighters that I've underestimated, I always think that they're going to get beat, and somehow they figure out how to pull it off. I have zero sympathy for the Eagles after my Bears choked last week. Robert, sorry, but Eagles, no disrespect, just competitive. They trash. Oh, man. Hey, they'll throw you in jail. They'll throw you in jail in Philadelphia. They got a game day jail right underneath the stadium there. You got to be careful what you say about the Eagles. Dillashaw Cejudo. What's up, Tart Strength? Sorry about the mistake earlier. I thought I had scheduled the stream for 5 p.m. and apparently I accidentally hit 4 p.m. Look, I looked up and then I seen people asking why the stream wasn't on yet. I was like, oh, shit. I'm going with Dillashaw, though. I think he's going to be too big for Cejudo. If he really is making that cut as easy as he's making it sound, I gotta say Dillashaw, and I think he finishes Cejudo in the 3rd round. If I have to pick the round and everything, I think he can finish him, honestly. Till versus Pettis. How is it possible? What weight class? They're looking. It'd be at 170. Obviously Till is not fighting below 170. Till's having a hard enough time as it is making 170 right now. And, you know, it was a huge battle for him to make 170 against Woodley. And the big thing it was strange because it felt like to me like his battle going into that for Darren Till was his whole victory was, hey, look, I made the weight. And I mean, it's like he was so obsessed and happy with making the weight that I don't know that he had how much of a great camp he had. I don't know if he really had much of a camp, to be honest. Was just spent on making the weight, and it's like he felt like that was his victory, I think. And Tyron Woodley went in there and wrapped him up easily. So, absolutely crazy. I would say I have Pettis in that one, though, but Till's been losing so much weight. People are underestimating the fact that Cejudo is big for his weight class. And he's a very cerebral fighter like Dillashaw. Yo, what's up? Jason Azevedo in the house. Everybody stand. All right, guys. Figueroa versus Flores. Who you got? It's a super bantamweight. I got Figueroa on that one. I gotta bring the fights up here. They're probably getting into this quick since they had a pre-fight earlier. Usually there's so much talking before in boxing that I have a little bit of time to kill. But I guess they had. I didn't realize until earlier that they had a bunch of pre-fights today. And I would have tried to get on it, but I had a lot to do earlier today. I wanted to do the football companions. I really enjoyed that, doing something different. And I plan on doing them for the conference championships. Last year we did the Super Bowl and the Eagles won. We'll do the Super Bowl again this year. So plan on that, everybody. Plan on a Super Bowl party, Fights of Friends. Whether you're into Super Bowl or not, I'm sure we'll talk some fighting. We'll talk some, some of everything. But we'll definitely have a Super Bowl party, and I'll definitely do the conference championships. Which are, of course, coming up here very, very soon. I love the football companions. Thank you, Bruins. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. It was really fun to do something different. GSP did a 5-day fast. He just broke it today. I wonder what he'll weigh in at. I'm guessing it's a test cut. I agree. Figueroa took round 1. Oh, is this already on? My DirecTV's loading. It's loading. It better load correctly. I'm going to be pissed. Oh, I wonder if I have it up on my phone. Oh, I think I did. I think I had it up on my phone, so it maybe wasn't working right away. So here we go. Now it should load up. I don't think I can watch it in 2 places at once. FS1. All right, as that takes a moment to load up, we'll head to the comments here. But did you guys see everything about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder coming up? Anthony Joshua, he couldn't make a fight with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder saying he wants Tyson Fury. So he was trying to... Anthony Joshua's promoters are in panic mode now. It's hilarious. They were trying to make a fight now with Tyson Fury. Saying that the money's with them, and both of those guys are like, hey, we just had a great fight. Everybody wants to see the rematch. I got Pacquiao versus Broner. I think that one's fairly easily, honestly. Tyson Fury and Wilder should have an immediate rematch. No, they're already talking about, they're saying that it should be before June, Jason. So, I completely agree with them. They said both sides said that they are not interested in Anthony Joshua at this time. They said he had his chance, and the fight everybody wants to see is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. And I believe not only did Wilder and Fury jump ahead of Anthony Joshua in being thought of as the better fighters, I believe that they jumped ahead as far as the fan poll. I think Anthony Joshua has lost a tremendous amount of support recently. I don't know how much people are really going to be excited about seeing him fight these Joshua Parker type fights right now. I mean, that was a boring fight. His last fight was a boring fight. It was the first fight he'd had in quite some time. I got Broner, says Robert. Team Fury. Then the winner. I agree with that. The winner should fight Joshua. And, I mean, how can Joshua complain about that? He's going to go out there. He's going to get an easy payday, which is what he wanted all along. He didn't want to fight either one of these guys if he didn't have to. And he was happy to see them fight each other because he's like, now one of them is going to take out the other one for me. So I only have one to worry about. Well, he never guessed it would be a draw. He thought he'd be getting that big money fight here soon now. and taken all the belts. And the guy he wanted was Deontay Wilder. First of all, because he thinks it's an easier matchup for him. I don't think he really wants to fight Tyson Fury. And second of all, it gets him all the belts. It makes him the first undisputed. It would make him the first undisputed heavyweight champion. I want to say since Lennox Lewis. It's been a very long time. Now, Mike, you watching this bum in the red shorts fighting right now? Ha! I am having some technical difficulties for some reason with my DirecTV loading up on my screen. I'm not sure why. I'm going to close everything up and open it back up. So anything I said good about DirecTV in the past, I take it all back. They're not a sponsor, so this would be the second time I've had issues with them during a stream. I call them up and tell them they better give me some money if this doesn't start here pretty soon. Actually, last time this did happen, they cut my bill in half for the month, over half. But if anything, it was working on the phone here a minute ago, and I'll watch it on the phone. 2 rounds for Figueroa. Like I said, I got Figueroa, so. We'll see if this is going to come up. 2 rounds. Oh, well. Apparently, I'm going to end up watching this on the phone here. That's the way it's looking. The DirecTV now app was working on the phone. I don't understand why it's not working on my TV, but this is #1 bullshit.
So, Ellen Taylor will be aboard the West Seattle water taxi live all morning getting local perspectives. And I'll break down the
Oh yeah, it's working perfectly on here.
We'll see you Monday.
Let's see if I sign out on my phone. Let's see if I sign out on my phone, what happens here. It's a pain in the ass to have to sign in and out of your phone, though. I will say that. Oh, it looks like it's loading now. Looks like I might be okay now. So. Anyways, ESPN Plus, you better not do this. I haven't had these issues with the Zone. As you've seen, the Zone ended up working when I had to do the car stream thing. I couldn't get DirecTV Now up. But the Zone saved me. So, and the Zone has been around less time than DirecTV Now. So, DirecTV Now, get your shit together. Come on. Yeah, this is #1 bullshit. We should be 25 minutes into fights right now. Just a second. I'm going to go get my cord to charge my phone. Apparently, I'm going to be watching this from the phone. Alright, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but not my fault. Not my fault. It's DirecTV Now's fault. Robert will keep you all updated, I'm sure. But January 19th, we got ESPN Plus. I will not have to deal with DirecTV on January 19th. And that huge card, Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, just a small part of it. And then not much after that. I'm really looking forward to Kane coming back against Francis Ngannou. Are you kidding me? That fight is ridiculous. So yeah, this is #1 bullshit. Apparently. So do not buy DirecTV. Don't listen to my review before. This is the second time this bullshit's happened with me. With them. They can go. You know what? Trying to stay friendly to not get with too them. Much trouble here on YouTube, but go. You know what? This is trying to stay. It's #1 bullshit. Fox Sports 1 in the App Store. Oh, that's the great thing, Robert. Great thing about that is FS1 app works fine also, but they don't. A lot of these apps yet they don't accept DirecTV Now yet. When you ask them what the cable provider is, they'll have DirecTV, but they won't have DirecTV Now. I am going to look that up, though. That's a good idea. I'm going to see if I can just go to FS1, because I'd much rather watch it on the computer. Oops, come on here. All right, it says I'm locked, but more TV providers. Let's see if they have DirecTV now on here. I was trying to watch Impractical Jokers on True TV and they didn't have DirecTV now. Yeah, but boom, Robert Kerrigan, you are the fucking MVP of the day, sir. Oh, now they're going to have me sign into DirecTV now, though. So let's not... I'm not going to get excited too quick here. Allow Adobe Flash Player. Retina scan. Give a blood sample. All right, we got fights. Thank you to Robert Kerrigan.
One of the great scenes in all of sports.
I said DirecTV now. We'll come on bullshit on that one, but we got it taken care of.
That's magic right there.
Thanks to Mr. Kerrigan.
A major champion. What a way to win.
He's saved me a couple times now. We got some commercials and then get right back into some fights here. But what a
Monday
year,
on FS1. It's a Big Ten doubleheader. You have double the dunks.
Thanks again on the
double
commercials.
The denials.
Once again, thank you
double
to our
the daggers.
new sponsor.
Count it. That's a three.
Fights your friends.
First,
What's up, Sultan
Nebraska.
Jose? Nate Diaz wants to
Takes
beat
on
in
Indiana.
Russia. Isn't
Then
he awesome?
Wisconsin faces
Georgia has
Maryland.
it started. There are
Monday,
fights on
beginning
right
at 6
now.
Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Thank you to my
The
new
Rob Holman
sponsor,
PBA Doubles
Between
Champion.
Commercial
Next Sunday at 1 Eastern
Into It
on
TurboTax. Guys,
Now this is Daddy's
let me tell you.
favorite song.
Dean says volumes. Oh, thank you, Dean. I got you. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Turn TV volume down 30%. All I can hear is FS1. Thank you. I had my desktop audio on for a second, so thank you. But yeah, the IRS, like I said, is going to come at you. They're going to come at you with spinning head kicks like TRT Tour. They have all the moves. You need somebody to represent you. You can't be walking around there like a white belt in the middle of a jiu-jitsu area with a bunch of Gracies walking around just looking to choke you out. You know what's going on. You know what the IRS is coming in. They're ready to kick down your door and they want to go through all your papers. You don't want to go through an audit. If you're going to get audited, you're much more likely to get audited if you're not represented. Taxation without representation, not a good thing. TurboTax has got you covered. 40 bucks or less. 40 bucks or less. Some of you, it might be like 20 bucks. Use this code right here and you're automatically going to get 20% off whether you've had TurboTax, whether you've never used it before, whether you've used it for every year since it came out. Use that code. You're going to get 20% off. They're going to help you. They're going to find you more deductions than you would ever find on your own. You would not go into a criminal trial without representation, without a lawyer. You would never go in and represent yourself. That would be absurd. So why would you go into tax season without representation against the IRS? It just doesn't make sense. So hit that, get 20% off. I get a $10 Amazon gift card back every time you guys do that. The curtains, people didn't seem to like the curtains. My wife thought it was a good idea, but they didn't seem to like the curtains. So she's working on a vinyl Fights with Friends to go off back here. But playoff football, Mario, playoff football. Yep. There are some great games. I watched the very end of the Saints and Eagles game. And I will definitely be doing the conference championships and the Super Bowl. We had some not so good family things going on here recently that caused me to take some extra time this last week, where I could have been getting shirts and different things going, but for any of those that you know believe in prayers or thoughts and prayers, my wife's mother has been diagnosed with cancer. She could have cancer in her liver. She definitely has it in her colon. So we don't know how long. She could have a short amount of time. It could be fightable. We don't know yet, but she's going to have to be moving down here. So I've been spending a lot of time getting the downstairs ready, getting everything ready for her, since this used to be her room. Everyone has cancer. It's getting crazy. You got beer and broccoli. I don't know, man. You know, maybe you need to drink more beer. Probably not, but it is crazy. I don't know how many members, you know, family members that I've had get cancer. My wife's, unfortunately, she's had a ton of them. She had like 9 members of her family die of cancer in like 2 years. So obviously she's really shook up. I mean, this is her mother. So we hope it's not in the liver, because if it's in the liver, if it's in the bloodstream, if it's in the liver, it's in the bloodstream, then there's no surgery after that. So you're not, you know, it could be a matter of honestly weeks if it's in the liver. We hope it's not in the liver. If it's just in the colon, then that's fightable. They're going to operate. They're going to remove the tumors, and she could live, you know, years. She could become cancer-free, as many people have known. So my grandfather died 3 years ago of cancer. Sorry to hear that, Jason. Yeah, it sucks. Give her lots of organic juice and bathe in juice and water and turmeric extract. Stops cancer grow or shrinks in many cases. Interesting. I hadn't heard that exactly, Zoltan. I had heard a lot of organic juices, broccoli, asparagus, lots of greens and things like that. I had heard turmeric a little bit. Thank you for that. Does anyone who is on now have contact for ES Fitness? I don't. But cancer sucks. It has taken many of my relatives. Best wishes, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Tard Strength. It's taken many of relatives. Best wishes. Thank you. Who won the fight, bro? The main event hasn't started yet. They're just in between fights right now. They're over on commercials, over on FS1. So they got a fight coming up right now. So we'll be calling super welterweights here in just a minute. Great fights on the main event. There was some great pre-fights earlier. I didn't watch the pre-fight card, so anybody who watched the pre-fight card, feel free to throw out the winners of those fights. She does use CBD. She uses she's actually a marijuana proponent, so yeah, she's taking some CBD. I'm trying to get her to use the Onnit CBD oil. I've talked to a lot of people, and I cannot confirm this, so I'm not going to say I know this right off, but this is something that just for people to keep in mind. And it may be confirmed in the future, and it may be nothing, but there are a lot of people out there that are saying right now that medical grade CBD, what they're giving people in the hospitals, they believe that Big Pharma is not giving them good CBD oil, so it will not solve the problems, so it does not replace their drugs. I would not put it past Big Pharma, but like I said, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. If it were me, though, I would use a trusted brand, something that has been tested by professionals. Something like On It. I know there's a lot of other great companies out there that have high quality CBD oil, I believe, in Canada there, right, Jason? If I had cancer, I would cut out all sugar and stick to greens and very little meat. Definitely cut out the sugar and the greens. If I was going to do meat, it would be organic at that case for sure. Thomas, cool, thanks. No problem. Try CBD. It works wonders. No, she's definitely doing the CBD. Next fight is 2 newcomers, 5-0, 2-1. Looks like a showcase fight for Joey Spencer coming up next. CBD doesn't work for all cancers. CBD only helps a few cancers. I will have to look into the different kind of cancers. Thank you for that information too, Jason. Are you streaming the fight first or just announcing? Just announcing. I can't stream because of copyrights. I've tried to go that route in the past, and unfortunately I ended up with a 90-day suspension. And if I can't stream for 90 days, that doesn't do anybody any good. Especially me when I'm trying to make money. So we are about to start another fight here. Like I said before the fight, tax time coming up. Maybe you haven't gotten your W-2s. I'll continue to announce that. But that link right there will get you 20% off on TurboTax. Not trying to push that too much. Sorry about that, but I know it's tax season, and that's a lot of people's concern right now. It was my concern. That's why I reached out to them. But let's get into the fights right now. Spencer versus Harder, super welterweights, 4 rounds. Spencer in the gold gloves, Harder in the black and red Everlast gloves there. Anthony Durrell and Ray Mancini again on commentator work there. Like to see that when former fighters get in there, get a chance to make some extra money, especially the great Ray Mancini. Nice jab there from Spencer. Spencer, the big prospect here. Landing some nice jabs here on Harder. Like someone said, 4-0 for Spencer, 2-1 for Harder. And Spencer's got a beautiful jab. He had a great amateur career. And he's got those hands down low. Both fighters have the hands down very low here for amateurs. And Spencer really popping that jab out there, keeping Harder at range. Throws a nice right hook to the body. Lands into the jab there. Now Harder putting the hands up very high there. And talking now. Right hook lands for Spencer in a straight left. Oh, Harder comes in kind of with his head, and it looks like maybe a clash of heads. Big gash on the top of the head of Harder on the right side. It looks like he's coming in leading with his head, definitely. I mean, he's coming in like old school Evander Holyfield headbutt style. Big right hook and a left hook for Spencer to the head. Big right hook to the body down low for Spencer. Right uppercut. This is very quickly becoming the Spencer show. Nice right hook to the body and a right hook up top for Spencer. Oh, big right hook there for Spencer. And Harder may be tough, but Spencer came to fight tonight. Yeah, it's high up on the head, so I don't think that's something they're going to look at for stopping the fight. The referee finally, it's like he finally seen it. I don't know. He finally called it, and he says accidental headbutt on the top of the head. Oh, nice right hook off of the left hook miss there for Spencer. Nice straight right. Oh, big left hook right on the temple there for Spencer. Harder says, bring me more, but I'm not buying. Oh, big right hook there for Spencer. Almost floors a Harder left hook for Spencer. Spencer in total control right now here at super welterweight. Right hook to the body, left hook upstairs. Right hook to the temple there from Spencer. He lands another big jab, and he's looking angry. And a standing 8 count at the bell. Big straight right lands for Spencer. Harder takes a knee. And the referee going to continue the standing 8 count after the bell. Say, are you okay? Says, you okay? Yes, he's okay, but that is considered a knockdown there at the beginning of the round. That's a 10-8 round for Spencer. Let's watch the replay of this here. So it must have just caught him weird. I'm not sure what it did to catch him. It didn't look like that hard of a shot, but apparently it hurt harder enough that he took a knee. So kind of a strange thing. People that ask if you're going to show the fight must have been living under a rock for the past 10 years. Oh, I hear you. Mike, tell the time so we can sync up with you. Oh, I will, Bruins 498. Thank you for letting me know that. I'll let you know when the second round here starts. We're in between for commercials right now. They're over in the corner of Harder. And I'm not sure what his corner's telling him. He is sweating like a beast for only going through one round right now. Okay. Second round starting now. And when they show a clock here, I'll give you a time again. I'll tell you when it's 2:40. So it's 2:45 now. When it's 2:40, I'll say right now. Right now. Oh, big shots for Spencer to start the round. Big straight right and a left hook. And the referee tells Spencer, don't lead on him harder. He tells Harder, keep the head up. Harder's been leading with that head the entire time. Spencer lands a big right hook upstairs. Oh, straight right and a big left hook for Spencer. And Harder is down again. 2:15 left of the second round. And he is back up saying he can go on, but this has not been a real impressive performance so far for Harder. We'll see what he comes in with here. Big left hook for Spencer. Big right hook downstairs. Right hook. Big straight right for Spencer. Oh, and he is just toying with Harder right now. Lands a straight left. Oh, big straight right lands for Spencer. I'd be very surprised to see this go another round. Right uppercut lands for Spencer and a left hook. And Harder takes a knee again, turns his back to Spencer on the ground. We'll see if he's going to get back up here. He does get back up one more time, but the referee's going to look at him, and he's going to call it off. That is all. I think that is a good stoppage. Harder did not want any more of that boy. Sweating like a snitch at a gangster party, says Robert. Absolutely. Harder was an ex-MMA fighter. You could tell the massive difference in skill. His footwork was terrible. Oh, he looked horrible in there. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, I thought I'd heard that name before. That's probably where I heard it from, though. Oh, and they just said Harder, former firefighter and MMA fighter. But Joey Spencer, the teenager, the youngster, moving to 5-0 here on Fox Sports 1 PBC. First two fights end in ref stoppage. Well, I think that was a good stoppage. Like I said, I think Harder was he was just mismatched. But how does it feel to be alive? How does it feel to see some violence after such a long break? There was no boxing, there was no MMA, there was no anything. I mean, I was about to hit somebody at work. I'm not even joking. People are like, "What's going on with you, Mike?" I'm like, I got to let some of this tension out. And speaking of tension, did you guys see the tension versus Mayweather fights with finishes round 3 that I put up? It's marked as Tenshin Nasukawa versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. because that is one of the matches on there. But it is fights with finishes 3. There's 5 big finishes on there. There's also 2 bonus finishes. Tenshin Nasukawa versus Floyd Mayweather was one of the bonus ones. And then there was kind of just a little short, cool, interesting locker room fight that I found interesting. I thought you guys might find it interesting, so I went ahead and put it on there.
When you are going through any sort of illness, having a doctor and a care team who asks you about your life outside of your illness is unbelievably
Who does he think he is? Stipe? Best segue ever. Thank you, Mario. Randy Brown is out of his fight next week. UFC looking for a replacement. There are a lot of injuries in boxing right now. Did you guys also see Bellator 214? Of course, we found out a little while back Gegard Mousasi would not be fighting Rafael Lovato Jr., that fight was off. Now they're saying there will be no replacement for Rafael or for Gegard Mousasi, so Rafael Lovato Jr. is also off the card. That's what happens when they just don't have as deep a roster, obviously, as the UFC at this point. And you see even the UFC has a hard time replacing some of these fighters soon. But that is January 26th. That's going to be the week after Dillashaw versus Cejudo. We will get Fedor, the last Emperor, Emelianenko, taking on Ryan Bader for the heavyweight championship of Bellator and the winner of the first ever Bellator Grand Prix. It's been a very fun tournament, and I know I'm being biased here, but wouldn't it be cool to see Fedor go out on winning the first ever heavyweight Grand Prix? I mean, all the things he accomplished in his career. If he's not going to end up in the UFC, you know, why not? I see it, says Robert. Yeah, January 26th. Like I said, January 19th, we got the ESPN card. That should be absolutely amazing. Will be absolutely amazing. I mean, Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, so much more talent on that card, though. That is really a pay-per-view caliber card. So is the Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou card. And then, like I said, in between that, Bellator with Fedor Emelianenko versus Ryan Bader. We're starting off the year right. MMA is starting out big. Fights with Friends starting out big. Joey Spencer landed 34 shots to 2 in that round and a half of work. Brandon Harder only threw 11 punches. And Joey Spencer, 24 of those punches were power punches. Only one power punch for Harder. Just an absolute domination there. Outlanded him in jabs 10-1. Just absolutely outclassed his opponent in every category. I've wondered if Joe Lozon retire. I always loved his fights. He lost very badly his last fight. He had what was it? He was fighting something. 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Now is Joey Spencer. Joe Lozon was fighting a serious medical condition, and he had beaten it. And I'm trying to remember what it was now. I was just looking at it the other day. I don't think it was cancer. I don't think he's announced his retirement, though. Let me see if I can find the article I was reading here. On Saturdays we train. That's the last thing he tweeted just 10 hours ago. So connected with @Vito Coco and expected a much more generic box. So he's just talking about his sponsorships and things there. Oh, here we go. It was MMAfighting.com. And there's Joey Spencer. Nothing against him. Turned pro February 17, 2018 at 17 years old. And that's the thing in boxing. Apparently you can still, I thought you had to be 18 now, but apparently you can still turn pro at 17. He did it at 17. He's now 18. 6-0.
more and more tests in my career as I go, and I believe that I'll rise to the level.
Absolutely incredible.
Sometimes you're in there against an awkward guy, and you can be even more uncomfortable than if you were in there with the seasoned guy.
26 fights in the UFC, Joe Lozon.
More times this year. Is the goal to move to 6 rounds next?
Yes, the goal is to move to 6th round next. That's in the plans, and I think that's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it.
Joey was less than a week. We had neuroblastoma, most common form of pediatric cancer. Even it's ultimately rare. He was 4S, a stage that is deadly for older children. So it was. I wanted to say that he had like some kind of cancer, but he'd been fighting cancer throughout his life, and Joey Lozon is finally cancer-free. Joe Lozon many years later, finally cancer-free. I didn't realize it was that close. It says no evidence of disease to remission. He's declared out of the woods. 5th birthday special negatives. I'm sorry, son Joey Lozon Jr. So Lozon scored. This might be. Okay. Saying Joey Lozon scored. This is from January 13th. This is from today on MMAfighting.com, but it's saying he's coming off of a win against Mac Danzig. I don't believe that is correct. He lost this last time out. He got beaten pretty badly. So anyways, the answer to that is I'm not sure if he's retired. I think he probably should, though. He got beat up pretty bad his last time in the octagon. Ah, thank you, Robert. What did you think, Robert? I've been wondering, the first live UFC I went to in Colorado, Lozon versus Kenny Foran. Oh, that was a great fight, man. That's a great one to have to be at your first UFC for. My first UFC was the one in Portland with Randy Couture versus Big Nog. And of course, Big Nog won that one. That one also had Damian Maia versus Nate Marquardt. And the only time Damian Maia was ever knocked out. It featured Chris Lieben. Featured Mac Danzig, as they were talking about earlier. Some Portland guys. Who's the redhead? I can't think of the redhead out of Portland. Not Chris Lieben, but his friend was also on the Ultimate Fighter, not season 1. Ed Herman. Ed Herman was on there. It was a horrible night for Portland though, because all the Portland fighters lost. Ed Herman, Chris Lieben. And Randy Couture was not from Portland, but he had fought out of Portland. He was actually from in the Seattle area. Went to high school whenever Randy Couture did. But that night, all the Northwest people got taken out. But it was a fun night. Got to see Gabriel Gonzaga head kick knockout. I can't even remember the guy's name. It's Chris something. Some out of shape heavyweight. But it was a fun night. And then, of course, my second one was the Seattle one that I was talking about. Little Nog versus Phil Davis. And then Dan Hardy versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. Way back when Anthony Rumble Johnson was fighting at 170. Which is absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, Bruins. If I'd have looked on here, Bruins had already told me. Short fuse. He used to live down the street from me. When he ran the gym in Fort Collins. Nice. I like him. He seems like a good guy. I liked it a lot. It gave me something to watch since no fights. Well, thank you, Robert. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. Thank you. I'll work on another one coming up here soon. WBA World Welterweight Championship next week also. I wish they wouldn't pack all the fights together on one night, though. That's the same night as Pacquiao versus Broner and the same night of ESPN Plus, their fight debut. So obviously, I'm going to be doing UFC ESPN Plus. If I have a chance to do UFC, usually it's going to be UFC. Unless there's a UFC that night of Fury versus Deontay Wilder, and we have to do that one. Please don't ask to show the fight. Yeah, who cares about copyrights? YouTube does when I get suspended for 90 days. So that's your one warning. Sorry for my spelling and speech, guys. My Eagle lost today, so I've been pretty drunk. You don't need an excuse to be drunk, Robert Kerrigan. Don't lie to us. We know you're always drunk. If there's fights on, Robert Kerrigan's drunk. It's okay. No one's judging here. I mean, anybody wants, you know, as somebody who's judging or a judgmental person, listen to some Joey Diaz. Listen to the podcast on that guy, the life that guy has lived. I've been listening to a lot of his podcasts recently because Joe was out for a while, and I did listen to Joe's one on Kelly Pavlik. I haven't listened to the last one, but I've enjoyed listening to Joey Diaz a lot, especially for his honesty, and he really reminds me of my wife's stepfather, which I was pretty close to, who unfortunately also died of pancreatic cancer about 2 years ago. So, and now, you know, his wife has cancer. So it sucks. But he was one of those guys. He was one of those guys that was super nice guy. Would do anything for you. Would literally, I mean, it gave, you know, I don't know how many times I've seen that guy give people food when he didn't have food himself. And he would give and give and give to a fault. I mean, I remember he gave us, he tried to give me a couple $100 one time, and then his wife's like, hey, we need gas money to get back. Where's that money at? And they didn't have money for gas. So he had to come to me, and he asked me. And of course, he wasn't going to ask for me back. He goes, hey, can I borrow $20 for gas? And I was like, you just gave me $200. Thank you so much, but you got to keep this. You got to keep this for yourself right now. But he was just that kind of guy. But he had a similar upbringing to Joey Diaz. Had been a former drug dealer. He'd pistol whip people. When I was a kid, I was friends. You know, I was with my wife's brother, my brother-in-law. We were hanging out, and I seen him pull SKS. I was trying to think of what gun it was, an SKS on a group of gangsters that was messing with his car. They had just moved into town, and he didn't realize who this gang was. They were 18th Street in Walla Walla. They were a division of Los Angeles, a Los Angeles gang that had came down there to Walla Walla. And he came out there and took this SKS and started pointing at all their balls because they'd been stealing the battery from his car. And he says, somebody steals my batteries again, I'm going to blow your balls off. And he told the police after that what had happened. They talked to him, and he was telling some people, and they're like, man, they're going to kill you. They're going to burn your house down. And exactly the opposite happened. They respected him so much for doing that. They would protect any cars that were by his house. So when we used to go visit him, it was a really bad neighborhood. It was on Dean, Walla Walla a little bit. Maybe it was on Grape Street, over by 4th Street, 4th and Grape. Real bad area. A lot of gangsters around there, a lot of gang activity, a lot of theft a lot of times. So when we used to go over there, when we would go to visit, he would stand there and lean on our car for maybe 30 minutes and just sit and chat. So everybody knew that that was his car and nobody would mess with it. Otherwise, they would come and steal your battery, they'd strip your wheels, whatever. But they respected him after that. And he was a big dude. I mean, he was 6 foot tall, 350 pounds, and just looked like a mean SOB. But yeah, he, you know, like I said, he was a drug dealer back in the day. At one time, he was a pimp, but he would tell you those stories. I remember him sitting around and telling us those stories like Joey does. And he's like, I was a pimp, but I was a good pimp. He's like, I never hit any of the women, Mike. He goes, I would beat up the guys that would hit the women, and I would become their pimp. I'm like, all right, damn the good pimp. Got it. But his name was Daniel Waterman, but he was a good guy. God rest his soul. But I like listening to Joey Diaz because it reminds me of him. What's up, Drew Cummins guy? How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming in. I also saw Rumble Fight 170 when he knocked out Tom Spear. It was awesome. Oh, that was the first time I ever remember seeing Rumble Fight. Thank you. I was trying to remember the name of the guy that I seen him fight first. It was Tom Spear. Thank you. I live the life pretty close to Joey Diaz, Mike. Drugs, drinking, and all now just drunk. Well, I'm glad you're off the drugs. Robert, that's a scary life, dude. 18th Street is still causing trouble down here. Drive-bys. I've heard, man. I've heard that there's definitely a lot of issues down there. I did my fair share of dealing drugs when I was younger. Still is down on Egan. Damn. Mike out here pimping, says Mario in one in Los Angeles, Grape Street. No, it was Grape Street in Walla Walla, though. I remember that was definitely a bad area. I remember going over to Ma's video and we got some story time because we're in between fights here. So you're gonna get story time with Mike right now. That's just the way it's gonna be. Jose Uzcategui is trainer. They're talking to him. The main event's coming up, but a few fights ended early. So, story time, fights of friends. We were over my brother-in-law's. This is when we were like 14, 15 years old. We might have been a little older, but we were still in high school. It was towards the end of high school. No, I must have been at least 16, I think, because I know I was in judo at the time. So we go out to Ma's video, and this is the place where we rented the first UFCs from, and because it was by his house. Oh, Jose Uzcategui versus Caleb Plant coming up next for the IBF World Super Middleweight title. Anyways, we go over there. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and they had actually moved the Blockbuster into town. It was not much after they moved the Blockbuster into town, but at first we refused to go there because we supported Ma's video. We knew Ma forever. The person who owned it, we called her Ma, and that was Ma's video. Last time I seen Ma's video was still there in Walla Walla. I don't know if it still is now, but anyways, we see somebody getting robbed across the street. Me and my friend, so we start yelling over. We're like, oh shit, those people are getting robbed. It was this couple across over there on Blockbuster, and there's a big gang of dudes, and I mean like 20, 30 guys. And I didn't see how many it was at first when I started yelling. But for whatever reason, as soon as they seen us, I don't know if they recognized me or my brother-in-law, because we had some run-ins with some of those guys, more me than him, because I liked to run my mouth back then. But so they immediately stopped whatever they were doing. I don't know if they'd gotten the money or whatever from these guys, and they started chasing us. So we're booking ass from there, and his house was about a mile away. Luckily, we had about a 3-block head start, and we were running as fast as we could, and it's dark. So we jumped over a fence. We went through some yards, tried to backtrack through back alleyways, so we're like, nobody's seen us. You know, they didn't see us. We're good. We went into his house. We locked the door and everything. And they had one of those old school, the intercoms, where you call up. And in that neighborhood, you didn't really come down to answer the door. You didn't come down to answer the door, or at least they didn't, if somebody rung the doorbell or not. They had to call up on the intercom, tell you who they were, and then you came down. So we're sitting there, we're thinking, oh, we're good. About 2:30 in the morning, we hear somebody bang on that door downstairs, and we're essing our pants. And then you hear these guys talking. We can hear them talking on the intercom. I think this is where they went. I think they're in here. So we're like I said, we're shitting our pants. And I don't remember if his parents were there or not at the time, but it was a lot of guys. And so luckily they never came up. But we did not hang out as much for a while. At least we did not go around that area at 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, still to come, like I said, Jose Uzcategui, say that 3 times fast, versus Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant making his way to the ring right now. Nobody wants to fight this guy. I mean, this guy's got muscles on his muscles. He looks like a superhero when he takes his shirt off. I think it might just be that like old school farm boy muscle. But, and I like the shirt. His corner has no way, Jose. As he's fighting Jose Uzcategui tonight. The IBF Super Middleweight Champion, Caleb Plant, 17-0, 10 knockouts in 4 years as a professional. Fighting out of Henderson, Nevada. Taking his time to stroll. Dance a little here, looks a little full of himself. He might get humbled tonight. You got to be humble when you come to the ring. When you come to the ring or the cage, you got to bring a little bit of humbleness to you, but you also have to have the confidence. So we'll see what happens. Caleb Plant never tasted defeat. Caleb Sweethands Plant. Also, nobody's wanted to fight this guy. This guy, after his last few fights, he's had a really hard time finding people to fight him. And even since he's increased the quality of the opponents, you know, in the last 6-7 fights, he's still finding the power, still outboxing people. I mean, nobody's even winning rounds against this guy. And the fact that Jose Uzcategui, excuse me. The fact that Uzcategui has taken this shot, that just shows how tough he is. They were just showing, though, he had a great fight with Anthony Durrell, the Olympic medalist. 2 fights, actually. The first one he got disqualified in. Second one he won by 8th round knockout. Jose, 28-2, 23 knockouts in 7 years as a professional. He is the IBF Super Middleweight Champion. And damn, what a hat. Last 2 people that came out dancing in the UFC got their asses whooped. Hey, I gotta be honest. Whenever I see somebody walking down, you know, kind of like their shit don't stink, for me, I can't really put a finger on it, but there's a difference between cocky and arrogant. And cocky, I can deal with. Arrogant, I just can't deal with. Cocky to me is more like, you know, you're confident in your fighting ability. Arrogant is you think you're better than other people. I guess that's how I would describe it. Jose, 28 years old, 6'2", 165.2 pounds. Caleb Plant, 26 years old, 6'1", 166.8. Jose's going to have a 2.5-inch reach advantage at 76.5-inch reach. Now you notice these guys coming in at 164.5 and 166 pounds. They're not even close to the limit, so I don't think they're losing the 15, 20 pounds we see these MMA fighters losing all the time. That means their head isn't in the fight yet. Yeah, you come down looking like you own the place. You're about to get owned. Judges Max Dick Luca, Jeffrey Young. I missed that last one. I didn't see any red flags on the referees there, though. No Julie Letterman and no Adelaide Bird. I believe Adelaide Bird, I think she retired. I think under pressure and threats and all kinds of other crap, I think she finally retired. But man, did she have some shady decisions over the years. All right, first one announced here, coming in undefeated at 17-0, 2011 Golden Gloves light heavyweight champion, the 2012 U.S. Olympic alternate. 17-0 as a pro with 10 knockouts. He is the challenger, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. And his opponent, needing no introduction, Bolavita, the IBF Super Middleweight champion. This guy has faced some of the top contenders of his generation. Coming out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 166.5 pounds. 7 years as a pro. He's went 23-2, 11 first-round knockouts over his career. He is the IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, the reigning, defending, and the first defense of his IBF Super Middleweight Championship tonight. Jose Bolavita Uzcategui. And what a challenge. What a fighter to be going against for his first challenge than Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. And this is not a guy that people want to see fight. The internet retired Adelaide Bird. The internet's good for that, Robert. That is a victory for fight fans. Where can I see the fight live? What's up, Pedro Garcia? Fox Sports 1. FoxSports1.com. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell. Only the referee can stop the fight. No decision of accidental foul before the beginning of the 4th round. Here we go for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the world. Plant in the black and gold. Uzcategui in the blue and green. Plant lands first. Couple jabs up top and a jab to the stomach. Jose wasting no time throwing some power shots out there. Wings a nice hook and an uppercut that miss. Lands a straight left. Oh, great combination there from Uzcategui. And Uzcategu pumping that jab out there. Lands the first 2 jabs as well. Great stuff here. Oh, big 1-2 there from Jose and a left hook to the body. Oh, big right hook from Uzcategui. And that might have hurt Plant. Caleb Plant, like I said, 17-0. He has not faced defeat. This is definitely his biggest challenge to date, though. And this is where he's going to show if he can hang with the big boys. Caleb Plant, like I said, no stranger to success. Not only is he undefeated as a pro, 2011 Golden Gloves champion, 2012 Olympic alternate. Couple of nice jabs there from Caleb Plant, but oh, and a nice right hook. Nice slip and a right hook there from Jose. But Uzcategui, he has a knockout victory over a great combinations from both men. Plant dig into the body, Uzcategui landing power shots upstairs, and we have a fight here. Oh, big left hook and a right hand right on the chin from Plant. He's looking to plant his opponent onto the canvas. Beautiful right hook there from Plant and a jab. This is a great matchup. Big, nice jab and a right hook because you have the boxer puncher Uzcategui coming in here against kind of a boxer brawler against Plant. A guy that can box, but he likes to rough it up, kind of street fight, maybe a little bit. Really strong guy. You don't want to fight with him in the clinches. Plant, he has that one-punch knockout. Uzcategui, a little more polished, I believe, in the boxing. Oh, and Plant lands a left hook on the break there. They touch gloves. Referee kind of looks at him. I don't think, by the look on Plant's face, it doesn't look like he did it on purpose. But nice jab there landing for Plant. And a good active first round for both fighters here. And I think Plant won this first round. I'm going to give him this first round. Oh, nice 1-2 there for Plant. He catches you, this guy, on the way in. If he hadn't won the fight up to that point, I think he stole it with that 1-2 there at the end. I had him winning already, but great second half of the round for Plant, and really took it over, and I think he took that first round from the champion. You have to subscribe to Fox Sports 1. Subscribe to Fox Sports 1 or go out there and get a free trial somewhere. DirecTV Now usually has like some kind of 7-day free trial or a 30-day Sling TV, all that stuff. But yeah, it's on FS1. So if you have cable or a cable code or some kind of thing, you can watch it there. So I got to write down my scores just in case this does go. Just in case this does go the whole way. Oh, big punches from both men to start this second round, though. Nice jabs there from Plant. Nice 1-2. Uzcategui coming out aggressive in this second round. Oh, nice jab and a right hook upstairs for Plant. See, I thought this was going to be a stylistic... I know it's still early, but I thought this was going to be a stylistic advantage for Uzcategui coming... Oh, great job! When Plant knocks Uzcategui down, the champion is down! Sharp hook from Caleb Plant. What great timing, great counter there from Plant. And like I said, I believe he won the first round. Oh, nice left hook and a straight right there from Plant. Another straight right. He's got to be careful from Uzcategui, though. I think he mostly just caught him off balance. Uzcategui not hurt, has his legs underneath him. Caleb Plant's got to be smart, not get caught with anything coming in. Oh, nice 1-2 there from Plant, though. He is landing some really hard shots right now. And a straight right. Now, boxer versus puncher. The puncher's winning right now. Tonight, third knockout. Third knockdown of career. So that's the third time Uzcategui has tasted the canvas. He's gotten up off of that canvas before and came back for victory. Let's see if he can do it tonight and defend his world championship. Oh, nice 1-2 and a right hook upstairs from Plant. Like I said, you really got to hand it to Jose taking this fight with Caleb Plant. This is not a guy that people want to fight. They exchange jabs there. Plant lands a jab to the body. Plant in control of this round, though. Got the knockdown, and since the knockdown, it has been all Caleb. Oh, big 1-2 for Uzcategui. He wants to come back in a bad way. Nice straight right there from Caleb Plant. Oh, beautiful left hook to the body and a right hook there from Caleb Plant. This guy knows how to work the body. And Caleb Plant, you can tell, you know, he just looks like one of these guys that's just a hard ass in the gym. Oh, nice combination there from Caleb Plant. Uzcategui lands a jab in there, but Plant gets the better of that exchange once again. Caleb Plant kind of reminds me a little later, you know, in the sport, obviously, but he kind of reminds me of like a Matt Hughes version of a boxer. So far I have this 20-17. Caleb. I don't really see how anybody would have it any other way. Errol Spence Jr. in the crowd, March 16th. He will be fighting Garcia Jr. David Benavidez also in the crowd. Stars are out tonight as far as boxing. Sean Porter in the crowd. He'll be fighting on March 9th against Yordaginas Annis. And here we go, second round. Caleb taking off where he ended the last round. Excuse me, third round. Oh, nice right hook to the body there from Plant. And a big left hook. A big left hook and a straight right upstairs. Oh, fast hands from Caleb Plant. I'm going to tell you guys when I'm at 230 so you can sync up. We are at 230 right now. Wow, total jabs Plant 14-1. Oh, nice straight right and a left hook to the body there for Uzcategui. IBF World Super Middleweight title on the line tonight. Plant coming in, Uzcategui holds there. Plant lands a right hook to the body in the hold. 2 minutes left in this third round. Of course, Caleb Plant floored the champion Uzcategui in the last round. Plant keeping Uzcategui on edge with that jab upstairs and then to the body. Uzcategui lands a nice straight right there. He really pumped Plant there. I mean, I don't think he hurt him, but I mean, that was a good shot. Definitely got Plant's attention. Right on the temple. And Uzcaguy's got that knockout power. Caleb Plant can't get cocky here. Nice jab there from Plant. Oh, nice straight right lands there from Plant. Oh, nice left hook to the body from Jose. The jab and a ripping left hook to the body. When Uzcategui gets the chance to work the body, he really does. Oh, and some nice body shots there from Plant and a left hook upstairs. Plant just slams into you. I mean, he is a real roughneck. Nice jab there from Plant. Caleb Plant, he's going to mix it up. Oh, big left hook from Plant. Oh, big combinations from both men. Caleb Plant continuing to work on that body as well as the head, though. We'll see if that pays dividends later on in the fight. And they clinch, and the champion has a cut above his left eye. Nice straight right there for Uzcategui. Oh, nice straight left. Oh, big left hook for Uzcategui. Oh, and they are exchanging power shots. Nice straight right from Caleb Plant. Great exchanges there at the end. I gave that one to Jose Uzcategui. 10-9. I now have this 29-27 Caleb Plant due to that knockdown in the first round. 2 rounds to 1, a knockdown on top of it. Plant got this fashy. What's up, Alexis Badass? Alexis in the house. And just to let everybody know, has anybody seen DG, by the way? Ever since DG won the first season, it's like he dined and dashed. He won the first season. It's like a backwards dine and dash, a trivia. I have a trophy for him, and I need his email address. So if anybody knows DG, I don't think anybody in here knows him, but hopefully he comes in, and I need his address to send him that trophy. And Villegas' unofficial scorecard, he has Plant winning every round. I gave you as a guy the last round, was very close. You could make a case to give it to Plant, I believe. And nice combinations to start out this fourth round from Plant. Oh, triple jab from Plant. Upstairs, downstairs, and back up. And then the nice left hook and a straight right. Plant's got a bad cut above his right eye, though, and it's bleeding into the eye. That's something he's really got to watch for. That's the kind of fights that they stop, and usually a guy starts attacking that, lands a nice big left hook up top. Now, left hook and a straight right. I think that blood may already be streaming into the eye of Plant. Oh, and they both land big power shots. They both land left hooks almost simultaneously. Oh, and Uzcategui throws a left hook, and Caleb Plant counters, lands a straight left, and knocks him down again. The champion is down for the second time in this fight. A little more of a push punch, but it was definitely a push. Knocked him off balance again, but Caleb Plant's going to jump in here. He doesn't want to get too aggressive. Just as Jose Uzcategui was starting to land some power punches, though, Caleb Plant counters him and plants him on his ass once again. Uzcategui trying to be patient now, trying to work the ankles, but he's already, oh, and he is really attacking that right eye. What a shame that would be if this ends up being stopped because of that right eye of Plant. And Uzcategui lands that jab right on the eye, and you see the blood gush from it when he hit him. Plant's got to keep that right hand up. He's looking up at the clock. He knows that eye is a problem right now. And if it is the fourth round has started, and it was not an accidental headbutt, I don't believe. I didn't hear anything called from the referee about accidental. So if it goes to the scorecards, obviously Plant is ahead. But if it wasn't an accidental accident, Uzcategui would win. Nice straight right to the body there from Plant. 30 seconds left in this fourth round. Uzcategui lands the left hook downstairs. Oh, and a nice straight right. This has been a beautiful performance so far from Caleb Plant. It would be a shame to see it stopped by a cut, and Uzcategui lands a nice straight left. He is attacking that right eye right now, and very smart. And nice left there for Uzcategui, and that doctor is already looking at that eye from the corner before the round even starts. It's like he's ready. He's jumping right over there to look at it. And the corner's looking to shove some gauze in that eye before the doctor can. I don't think it looks bad enough to me to stop right now. But they definitely need to get it under control, or it's going to become an issue. I have it 40-35 Plant. I have it 39 to, what is that? 18, 26, 35. You should have it 34. If you have Bruins, I think you should have it 34 if there's 2 10-8 rounds. 36-45 because I have it 39 to 35. How many rounds is this fight? 12-round championship fight, Alexis. All right, here we go. 19 people in there. Everybody hit that like button. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. We got ESPN Plus. First UFC on ESPN Plus coming up next week. TJ Dillashaw versus Henry Cejudo. You will not want to miss that. And the return of Fights with Friends Trivia. Oh, beautiful combinations from Caleb Plant. Nice double jab, left hook upstairs, and a straight right. And Uzcategui is saying, hit me right here. I'm not sure he wants to do that, though, because Caleb Plant is just tagging him right now. Nice straight right there from Plant. Uzcategui trying to draw Plant in. Total punches landed, though. Caleb Plant 77. The champ Jose Uzcategui just 33. And this is why no one wanted to fight Caleb Plant. I had mentioned before that I give Jose credit for giving Plant the shot. Oh, nice right hook to the body there from Plant. Uzcategui, the counter left hook upstairs. That blood trickling again from that right hand of Plant. And he lands a quadruple jab. Another jab at the end of it. That was fast. Oh, nice straight right and a left hook to the body from Plant. And ducks over, or ducks under, excuse me, Uzcaguy's shot. So the boxer puncher tonight, even having the better head movement, having the better boxing, having the better brawling. He's controlling every aspect of this fight tonight. And that being said, the champion, Bolavita, could end this fight with one shot at any moment. Total jabs landed 33-8 in favor of Plant. Oh, nice straight right there from Uzcategui. Misses the left hook to the body. Coming down to 40 seconds left in this 5th round. Nice straight right lands there for Uzcategui. He's just got to win some rounds at this point. 5th round, Uzcategui, he's almost coming to the point to where he has to get knockdowns or a knockout. He lands a nice jab there. He's attacking that cut on Caleb Plant, which, of course, if he could get the fight ended, stopped because of the cut, the scorecards wouldn't matter at that point. Oh, and Plant throws a big, nice straight right and Uzcategui, good head movement to duck underneath it. Oh, there Plant misses the left hook and Uzcategui lands a counter left hook up top. You got to wonder if that blood seeping into the eye is hurting Caleb Plant's vision. That's going to be another round, and that's going to be the 2nd round that I've given to Uzcategui. The rounds I've given to Caleb have been, I don't think, really arguable. The 2 rounds, though, that I have given to Uzcategui, I think could have gone either way. They were close rounds. I thought that those 2 rounds, Uzcategui just won them just slightly. The ones Caleb won were dominating. Blood getting into Plant's eye. Yeah, it's dripping down. He's got a bad cut. I have it 50-43 after 3 rounds for Caleb Plant. I can definitely see that. I have it 48. What is that? 36, 47. Oh, and so that's how Villegas unofficial scorecard has it. And Uzcategui coming out. Oh, wow. They are both landing power shots to start this 6th round. Uzcategui coming out with some desperation right now. This for the IBF Super Middleweight title. Oh, nice double left and a right hand there for Uzcategui. I missed most of that, though. Oh, nice left hook to the body there for Plant, though. Somebody who's, I almost guarantee you, is watching, thinking about a comeback, is the great Kelly Pavlik. Had many great fights at super middleweight. He would love to fight the winner of this fight, I think. Nice left hook for Uzcategui and a straight right. Kelly Pavlik said he was about 70 to 80% on a comeback. He said he didn't want to say 100% because he didn't want to be locked into anything in case something fell through. But it looks like there's a very good shot that the great Kelly Pavlik, one of the best super middleweights of the last generation, could be coming back. And he's not old. He's only 35 years old. Oh, nice right hook to the body there for Plant. But he does have a lot of miles. Oh, big left hook up top for Uzcategui. And they clinch. Referee's going to break him up. And, oh, Uzcategui lands a big left hook right there. Caleb Plant lands a counter right. Plant looks like he may be slowing down, though. He may be getting tired. Uzcategui might start wanting to work on the body here. Nice straight right for Jose. Oh, and he lands another jab. Caleb Plant definitely tired right now. Lands a nice right hook coming in, but Uzcategui lands a double left hook to the body and a left hook upstairs. 1-2 for Jose. Oh, nice 1-2 for Caleb Plant, but this is one of the big differences between these two is Caleb Plant, he hasn't had these 12-round fights. He hasn't had as many 10-round fights in the pros. Uzcateguy's been here many times. Nice straight right you hear from Caleb Plant. Scheduled. Oh, big left hook there for Uzcategui. Oh, and a great exchange there towards the bell. And that, I have that round, another close round, but I have it another round for Jose Uzcategui. I have 57, 55. No, I'm sorry. I don't know how to count it. 30, 46, 55, 30. Yeah, I have a 57, 55 in favor of Caleb. The 2 points ahead being on the 2 knockdowns. But I now have it 3 rounds apiece. Burns is 59-53 Plant after 6 rounds. Thurman makes his return after against Lopez January 26th. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. Holy cow, Jose has a damn chin on him. Yeah, he does. Oh, nice right uppercut from underneath from Jose and a left hook to the body. And I'm going to tell you, Caleb Plant, as strong as he started, he is getting tired right now. That guy is exhausted, and it's only the 7th round. Oh, nice jab there, though. Double jab, though, there for Caleb Plant, and a straight right. Oh, and Uzcategui coming back with big shots. Straight right and a left hook. I'll tell you when I'm at 2 minutes. I'm at 2 minutes right now if you're looking to sync up. The 7th round of the IBF World Super Middleweight Championship fight. And this has been a great fight. Both men land big hooks in the center of the ring. Nice double jab for Caleb Plant. Plant starting to pick his shots more now. Oh, triple jab lands for Uzcategui. And Plant lands a nice right hook there. Double jab lands for Jose. Jose, the champion, been moving forward the entire time. Plant's been content to stand back and counter. Nice straight right and a left hook from Plant off of that movement. Oh, nice combination to the body and a left hook upstairs for Caleb Plant. He needs to come back with a round here. He's still ahead on the scorecards, I believe. By quite a bit, but you can't give too many rounds away. Double jab and a right hand lands for Uzcategui. Total punches landed. Plant 123. Uzcategui versus just 65. Little more than half. Oh, triple jab lands for Plant and a straight right up top. And this has been a better round than the last round for Plant. Nice straight right and a left lands for Plant coming in. Another right hook. Plant may be able to pull this round out as Uzcategui started the round off well. Plant, I believe, has had the second half of the round. Oh, nice straight right and a left hook. Another straight right there from Caleb Plant. Again, he is fighting smart. Uzcategui lands a left hook there, but... Oh, and they exchange power shots again towards the end of the round here. And another close round. I'm going to give that one to Caleb Plant. And the corner of Caleb Plant's telling him, let's try not to get that dynamic right now. So, since thick is the key, I think what they're telling him is you don't want to. We don't want you getting in a war right now. So they're gonna. He's catching you in the middle of those combinations. We want to get away from him a little bit. Is Plant running? Plant's definitely not running. No, 69-62 Plant after 7 rounds. Yeah, right here. With Mike to watch, Jose Uzcategui versus Bum Fight. What's up, Lone Wolf? Uzcategui is losing, though, man. Caleb Plant is a beast. Lands 4 jabs at the beginning. Oh, nice straight right from Plant. And Uzcategui lands a combination. This has been a great fight. As you can see, Vegas unofficial scorecard, he has Plant ahead 70-61. Oh, what a flurry by both men in the middle of the ring. We are seeing a great fight right now. I said this on paper that I thought this was the best super middleweight fight since Kelly Pavlik versus Bernard Hopkins on paper. And so far, I think it's lived up to my expectations. Uzcategui continuing to move forward. Plant holds on there. He is getting tired. Maybe looking to get a second win, though. Took a little bit of rest in the 6th round. Oh, nice straight right. There was more selective in the 7th round. Landed some great counter shots, and I believe he came back and won another round. Oh, nice left hook there from Plant. Nice counter. He is really starting to work the angles again here. His corner told him, don't throw quite so many combinations. Uzcategui is countering you in between. And I was about to argue with it, but oh, big left hook for Plant. He lands a straight right and a big left hook up top. What a chin on Uzcategui. Nice double jab upstairs and a left hook to the body for Jose. And Plant lands another left. How can you not love this fight? Nice double jab from Robert Plant, and the two men clinch there for a moment. But this is a fight fans fight, back and forth. Both of these guys, absolute warriors. Total punches, round 8, 14-7 in favor of Plant, though. As I say that, Uzcategui lands a left hook to the body, but Plant, nice left hook downstairs. Robert Plant again having another phenomenal round. Oh, nice right hook to the body there from Plant, and both men throwing punches in the clinch here. This is where Plant wants to be, though. He wants to be in the clinch. He wants to be pulling and pushing. He likes this dirty boxing, and these guys exchange shots right next to each other. They're fighting in a telephone booth right now. Nice double right hook to the body from Plant. Right uppercut from Uzcategui. Left hook from Plant. Oh, nice straight right there from Plant. 10 seconds left. Left hook lands for Uzcategui. Another big left hook for Jose and a double left hook to the body. Nice 1-2 for Jose, and Plant not going to allow him to shine at the end there. Has to land a couple of shots there at the end. A good round between both guys, but I gave that one again to Caleb Plant. I kind of heard the bum is winning the fight. So far from what I've seen in this 8th round, the bum is winning. Man, Caleb Plant is definitely winning. Jose's corner is ready to throw in the towel. Pavlik said he would fight at cruiserweight if he returns. Did he? I didn't listen to the entire interview, but I thought when Joe Rogan asked him what he was weighing now, I thought he said he was weighing it, that he was about 177 pounds. Maybe I must have been mistaken. That must have been what he walked around at when he fought super middleweight. I know he got into bodybuilding and packed on some weight, but I thought he was saying he lost some of it. 79, 71 planned. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let me add up my scorecard here. I have it 77, 74. Caleb Plant. Vegas has got 80, 77 Plant. Wow. No, he said he couldn't make the weight anymore, so he would have to go up in weight. Well, he got into bodybuilding, so I mean, we'll see if that. We'll see if that's a good thing for him. I don't know. Nice combination in the body there for Plant. Oh, and a nice left hook for Caleb Plant. No, Caleb Plant he's not a bum, believe it or not. Lone Wolf. This is a guy nobody wanted to fight. Nice left hook from Jose, because it was one of those things where the reward is not that great and the risk was considered to be very great. Oh, nice left hook to the body. Big combinations from Caleb Plant. He's just putting on a clinic right now. Left hooks upstairs, downstairs. Oh, big left hook on the chin. He barely missed that right uppercut. This is Caleb Plant's coming out party. If you're a fan of the super middleweight division, as PBC, they've had super middleweight tournaments. They're big fans of the super middleweight division. Nice left uppercut. Oh, nice right uppercut and a left hook to Caleb Plant. This very well could be the night that you remember that Caleb Plant put his name on the map. Oh, and Uzcategui might have hurt Plant, though. Oh, and Plant says, no, bring it. Looks like Caleb Plant, maybe he might have just been tired there for a minute. Oh, Jose lands a jab there, but then Plant holds on there. Uzcategui might have landed something hard there. Plant looking over at his corner. He might be looking over at the clock. Oh, nice straight right there from Jose. Straight right lands for Caleb. Oh, big right hook from Plant. He just rocked Jose. He just hit him with everything right on the chin. And Jose Uzcategui just continues to move forward. Nice right hook to the body there from Jose. And he's leaning on Plant now. I think he feels like Plant's getting tired, so he's leaning on him. They exchange left hooks in the clinch. Oh, nice right hook to the body from Plant. And a right hook. Oh, big right uppercut from Jose Uzcategui. Right uppercut from Caleb. What an exciting fight. These fans are getting their money's worth tonight. Wow. What a way for Fights with Friends to come back for such a class-up matchup. I knew this was going to be a good fight. I had a really good idea this was going to be a good fight. I didn't think it was going to be an early candidate for Fight of the Year. Are you kidding me? This is an absolute war right now. Community is 69. Oh, Jesus. No, Jose tagging him up. Hey, I just call him bum because I hadn't heard of him. I hear you, Lone Wolf. No, I got you. I figured that. No, he said he couldn't make weight, so he'd have to go up and weight. Maybe die-hard Joe Rogan fan. 88-81 Plant after 9 rounds. Did you give... who did you give that last round to? I gave that one to Uzcategui, and Villegas also gave it to Uzcategui. That's the first round he's given him. Oh, nice left hook up front, top from Uzcategui. I think Jose knows he probably needs a knockout to retain his championship. Quadruple jab there for Plant. Oh, big left hook for Plant. And what is holding Jose up? Caleb Plant, I know. Oh, nice straight right there for Jose. I know he has been knocked down twice. They were both off-balance shots, though. But Caleb Plant has hit him with some haymakers. I mean, in the sweet spots too, right on the chin, right on the temple. And Jose Uzcategui, I mean, oh, big 1-2 from Jose Uzcategui. And you could hear that. That was a solid shot on the chin of Plant. A right uppercut for Jose. And Plant's nose is bleeding right now. And that's not a big deal except for if you're getting tired and you're trying to breathe and you're breathing that blood in. That's just one more thing to worry about. Jose using every trick he can right now. He's leaning on Caleb. He's pushing him. He's trying everything he can to tire him. A nice combination there from Jose. Nice double jab from Caleb Plant. Plant gets on the bicycle here for a minute. Up against the ropes. Nice straight right there from Jose. And Plant holds, and Jose lands a left hook up top. Double jab there for Caleb Plant. Oh, Uzcategui lands a sneaky left uppercut in the clinch there. Minute left in the 10th round. Oh, and a left hook to the body and a right uppercut to the body from Uzcategui. On my scorecards, if Jose runs the table in these last 3 rounds, this could end up being a close fight. Nice left hook up downstairs from Jose. Nice combination from Caleb. Jose lands another left uppercut there. Both men landing power punches. Jose seems to be getting the better of these combinations right now. Nice straight left. Oh, and a left hook to the body for Uzcategui. Definitely looks like the fresher fighter in there right now. Despite being floored twice and hit with some tremendous shots. Oh, left hook for Jose up top. Nice jab. And I have that round again, once again, for Jose Uzcategui. I have this 5 rounds apiece right now. The tiebreaker being Caleb's 2 knockdowns. I have it 95-93 Caleb Plant. Burns is 97-91. What's up, Thomas Finnegan? Yes, I agree. Good job, buddy. Thank you. You do an exceptional job of calling this fight tonight, Mike. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it. How many rounds? 1 from each. I have it as 5 apiece. 2 knockdowns for Caleb Plant, though. I have to give 9 and 10 to Jose. Only 2 rounds for Jose out of 10. Nice exchange to start the 11th round. Jose, I think, will need a knockout. On my scorecard, he could force a draw if he won the last 2 rounds. Now, remember, 2 of those rounds I called for Uzcategui I thought were very close. Definitely the 2 closest rounds of the fight. They were, if you're looking at your scorecard, if you are scoring it, they were rounds 3 and 5. I gave to Uzcategui and I thought were very close. Nice left hook from Caleb Plant underneath. Left hook from Jose up top. Oh, man, these 2 are warring up against the ropes. And Caleb Plant starting to hold on here, though. Like I said, trying to conserve his energy. He may have rounds to burn. He may just need to survive. You cannot trust these judges, though, especially in boxing, and especially when you're fighting the champ. Oh, nice left hook there from Caleb Plant and good head move. Oh, but then Jose lands a double jab and a right uppercut. The championship rounds. Oh, nice jab and a right hook there from Caleb Plant. Big left hook from Caleb Plant. Beautiful head movement. Caleb Plant may have taken the last round off. He is starting to come back in the second half of this 11th round, though. They exchange jabs there. Another close round here, but nice right hook there from Caleb Plant. He is exhausted. He holds on, but what heart by Caleb Plant to try to win this championship. Straight right for Uzcategui, and they clinch. 35 seconds left in this 11th round for the IBF World Super Middleweight title. Oh, great combination in the body for Plant. And Uzcategui lands upstairs. Oh, nice straight right and a left hook to the body for Jose. Plant comes back with a couple power shots of his own. Very close round. I'll tell you, this is one of those fights I would not want to be a judge. Oh, and Jose missing big there towards the end. Plant landing straight right then. And I thought Caleb Plant came back and won that round. Very close round. On my scorecard, Uzcategui needs at least a knockdown to tie. He would need a knockout or 2 knockdowns to win. 106, 101 Plant after 11 rounds. $106, 101. I have it. I had it on 105, 102. So I have it within 1 round of you now, Bruins. So actually, I have Caleb up by 3 points now. Uzcategui would need 2 knockdowns just to tie it on my scorecard. Bruins, he would pretty much need a knockout on Bruins' scorecard. Oh, nice right hook from Jose. He's going for broke. I think his corner told him you need a knockout. Nice straight right to the body there from Caleb Plant. And 2.5 minutes left. Is this the last 2.5 minutes in the reign of Jose Uzcategui? Will Caleb Plant become the new champion, or will Jose come back and win this? Villegas unofficial scorecard gave that last round to Jose. That was a close round, but he has Caleb Plant ahead 107 to 100. Actually, even a wider margin than I have. Oh, nice double jab and right hook to the body there from Jose. He knows that there was a lot of close rounds, and he knows some of these judges might nod to him a little bit being the champion. So you never know where the scorecard could be. Nice straight left there from Plant. And Uzcategui lands a backhand. That's an illegal move. Referee warns him. Plant looks at the referee right away and says, you can't do that. Oh, nice straight right there from Caleb Plant. And a nice jab there. What's up, Rory to Bory? Hopefully Plant gets it so that belt will be on Fox for free. Right hook up top for Uzcategui. Yeah, would be great to see belts. A belt exchange for sure. Nice jab for Plant. And Plant getting on the bicycle, but that doesn't mean that he's not being active. He's a great counterpunch. Oh, nice left hook up top from Jose, though. And a straight right. Oh, big left hook to the body for Jose. Jose is in total demolition mode. Caleb Plant is exhausted. Plant lands a nice jab there. Like I said, definitely on the bicycle. And he calls Uzcategui in. I don't think he really means that. I think he's trying to bait him. Nice jab and a left hook there for Uzcategui. Plant ducks underneath and gets out of there. Plant holds there. Nice left hook for Jose. I think Plant's content to wait this one out. He lands a couple of body shots there, scoring in the clinch, but a right uppercut lands for Uzcategui. Oh, nice right hook for Jose. Arms in the air for Caleb a little too early as Jose's running around, but Caleb Plant celebrating, arms in the air, screaming now. We'll see if the judges see it the same way. Plant with the win. He was just chasing Plant. Plant had him bamboozled. I love it, Rory. I love that word. I think Plant, the bum, has won the fight. I think Plant won it too. I have it 115-111 for the new champ, Caleb Plant. All right. I gave that last round as I'm assuming you did, also to Jose Uzcategui. Looks like I had it 114, 112 for Caleb. There were 3 rounds. There were only 3 rounds that I felt could have turned either way on. 2 of those rounds I gave that I thought that Uzcategui just barely squeezed them out. Those were rounds number 3, number 5, and I'm interested to see the official scorecards after this. And then Caleb, I gave round 11 to. That was a close round that could have went either way. Yeah, I am really interested to see the official scorecards, though. Yes, I have it 114-111. Bruins, I had Caleb winning rounds 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 10, and 11. And then I had Jose winning rounds 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 12. But then, of course, the 2 knockdowns, 1 in the second and 1 in the fourth. For Caleb actually end up being the difference on my card. If not for the 2 knockdowns, I have this a draw, 6 rounds apiece. So like I said, very interesting to see how the judges have this. Does anybody have this any other way? Does anybody have it for Jose Uzcategui? I just don't see how you give him this fight. Anybody else score this? It's over for Jose, says the Lone Wolf. Well, did you see the corner of Plant? They had one of the guys had a shirt on that said, "No way, Jose." All right, guys, it's getting to be tax time. Some of you are getting, say that shit again, 114-112. Yep. Plant gang. I love it. We got the vegan mafia over here. No. As they're adding up the scorecards, when you're adding up your taxes this year, you do not want to get caught with your pants down with the IRS, because you know what they'll do to you. Oh, and here is the official scorecards. And the new super middleweight champion, Caleb Plant. The judges got one right. Well, they get a lot of them right, but damn, Plant squad, I love it. I knew from the beginning it went to decision it would go to Caleb. They were building him from the jump with his emotional story. Man, he certainly earned that one, though. They showed Jose's story, too. Oh, wow. Lost his daughter in the process of working up to this fight. That's horrible. Wow, an emotional Caleb Plant. Earned all of that. What a war. What a fight. Absolutely incredible. And you've seen it, the reaction, at least here on Fights with Friends. Hopefully you're watching along also on FS1. If not, I hoped I made you feel somewhat like you were there. Absolutely exciting fight. Caleb Plant, the new IBF super middleweight champion of the world. I could not be happier for him. Love to you too, Dean. You say it's tax time, but how can you do that when the government is shut down? Apparently the IRS is still taking W-2s for now. Jose only got 2 10-9 rounds. I had a little closer than that, Robert. But he definitely won the fight regardless. So let's look real quick. Don't go anywhere because we're going to look at next week. I'm going to bring it up on IRS is separate from the U.S. government. Yes. They're like the mafia. I'm telling you guys. They're going to come to your house. They're ready to kick in the door. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm a little scared of the IRS. I'm not scared of a whole lot. I am scared of an audit. And I want TurboTax, my bodyguard, by my side. And trust me, you want them too. And, I mean, you can get them for 30 bucks or less for a fairly complicated tax return. Get that 20% off back. And, like I said, in the process, I get myself a $10 Amazon gift card. I still haven't gotten all my W-2s. So we'll continue to keep that up there. And this championship bout sponsored by TurboTax. There was a wrestler called IRS back in the day. I remember that. He used to go to the ring with his briefcase, and the referee would turn around and he'd hit people with it. Craziness. All right. Let's bring up that ESPN Plus card. As usual, like I said, go to the Canadian UFC site. Jason Azevedo taught me this. Go to UFC.ca if you want a site that's not a piece of garbage, like the new UFC.com. That thing, I'm sorry, but that is absolute dog shit. Let's put up the display capture here. Sorry, just give me one second here, and we will have next week's card up. All right. Here we go. Give you guys a second update for it to pop up on your screen. I owed the IRS since 2008 a grand. They won't see a dime from me. Can't touch my SSI. Ha ha ha. I hear you. That was long. Yeah, it was. Erwin R. Shyster is what it stood for. Damn. Jason, you're right. AKA IRS. Good call. I'm surprised. So the IRS can still operate like that. I'm not. I didn't know plant fighter name is Sweet Hands. Yep. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. So as you can see here, of course, the main event, Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw. But let's start at the bottom of this card. You got Greg Hardy. This guy's last performance was absolute violence. And this guy is ruthless in there. I mean, Alan Crowder, he's got a lot more experience coming in. This Greg Hardy, just an absolute raw athlete. Came out with a lot of power in his last match against Alan Crowder. Randy Brown versus Chance Rencontor. I'm not real familiar with Chance. I remember seeing Randy Brown fight. Though you can see he's 2-2. Looks like in the UFC. No, he's had more than that. I was going to say he's been in the UFC for a little while now. This will actually be his 8th fight in the UFC. 4-3. So 3 losses scattered in there. Of course, that last one to Nico Price. That's the one I was at in Boise. Got knocked out by the hammer fist from the bottom. And that was one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen. And getting to see that one live, that'll be one for the memory books for me. That one definitely has disability rules. Will the 19th be the end of the 125 pounds division? Brown is out of that fight. Oh, damn. He is? Well, hell. I think you told me that earlier, and I forgot. I think I might have seen it too. Well, shit. Well, Bilal Muhammad versus Geoff Neal. Those guys are still in, right? Versus Jeff Neal. I think I pronounced his name wrong a different time. It's way easier to follow everything on the Canadian side. It is laid out. Oh, it's much better. Guys, never go to UFC.com again. Or until they fix it. UFC.ca for Canada. 100 freaking times better. But Bilal Muhammad versus Jeff Neal, this is a great matchup too. This is a very, very deep matchup, and I think we had a little bit of time to break this card down. I know the boxing event is over, but we're just barely 2 hours and something into this. We usually have much longer streams, and we've been a long time without some UFC. So let's get in deep. 5-2 in the UFC. Is Bilal Muhammad. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. He's got wins over Jordan Mean, Tim Means. He's just a mean dude. No, Randy Brown, as we spoke about earlier, and Chance Rencontre, who was also supposed to be fighting on this card. I don't know if he will be now. Taking on Jeff Neal here. And I don't remember off memory a lot about. I remember seeing Jeff Neal fight before because I remember calling him Geoff, and you guys had to correct me. So somebody corrected me. I think it was Jason. I think Jason and Dean corrected me. 3-0 in the UFC. Wins over Chase Walden, Brian Camozzi, and Frank Camacho. All by finish. 2 in the first round. That's looking like a great matchup. There's, like I said, there's just so many damn good matchups here. It's insane. Dennis Bermudez versus Tay Edwards. I got Bermudez pretty easy in that one, but now I believe Lineker is out. There's another good. His last good performances beating his. Oh, Jesus. UFC.ca has had the same layout for over 10 years. Well, they need to keep it. I like it. But yeah, John Lineker versus Corey Sanders. I believe I seen John Lineker is out, though. One of these guys was out and somebody else was coming in. I don't remember for sure. There's been a few injuries released recently. Lineker is out, but there's replacement in that fight. I know I heard a name. I don't remember who's replacing him. Corey Sandhagen, I'm glad he's getting a fight. John Lineker would have been a handful for him, I believe. So he probably gets a more favorable matchup. Alonzo Menafield, the powerhouse light heavyweight, coming out of Dana White's Contender Series, facing Vinicius Castro in his UFC debut. 9-1. We don't know a whole lot about him. I don't know anything about him. Apparently, neither does the UFC. So, Quincy Panoa in the house. What is up, my friend? Bermudez by decision, Bermudez or Ortiz? I got Bermudez in that one. Fighters that aren't officially in the UFC are always black and white in their photos. Ah, that's right. Mario Batista is linear replacement. That's right. Okay, I remember hearing that now. I remember hearing that name out there. I remember seeing it, I think, on SureDog. So, thank you. I got Menafield by destruction against Vinicius Castro. Of course, I don't know anything about the dude, so you never know. Joanne Calderwell Wood returns against Ariane Lipsky. Be good to see Calderwood fight again. Alex Hernandez versus Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. Another fight. He's coming back down to 155 once again. Alex Hernandez. Alex the Great. 10-1. He is 2-0 in the UFC so far with the performance of the night. Knockout, of course, of Beneil Dariush. And then coming off a unanimous decision win over Olivier Aubin-Mercier. We watched that here on Fights with Friends. Well, we also watched this other one because it was on Cyborg versus Kutsinskaya. But that's going to be a tough matchup for Cerrone. For Cerrone's sake, I kind of wished he would have gotten the corner fight, so at least he would have gotten paid. But, I mean, he's coming off a big victory, of course, against Mike Perry, Platinum Perry, and I got the boy again. I know he was kind of win-lose. First round knockout over Yancy Medeiros, and first round submission over Mike Perry. In just his last two, though, went the distance with Leon Edward right before that. A lot of people were saying he was done after the loss to Darren Till. Certainly doesn't appear that way. Carl Robertson is now fighting Glover Teixeira. Oh, yeah, I seen Glover Teixeira's opponent is out, too. So that's 3 injuries on that. Yeah, I seen Ion Kudalaba is out, and I think this was a great opportunity for Kudalaba. But I'm glad Glover's still getting a fight. I don't know anything about Carl Robertson, so we'll see what happens there. Paige Van Zandt versus Rachel Ostovich. I got Paige in this one. Rachel, I just don't think she really has the experience to do this here. 1-1 in her UFC career. You can see 1 win, 1 loss. Both of them by submission. I think Paige is just going to be too tough for her on this one. Joseph Benavidez versus Dustin Ortiz. Mike, you've seen pictures of Rumble lately. He's a 300-pound bodybuilder now. Jesus. No, I knew he'd gotten into bodybuilding. I didn't realize he was 300 pounds. Wow. If he could cut back down to 265, of course, all that extra muscle could slow him down now. I don't know. So, I don't know. That's one of those sports I could never get into was bodybuilding, though. It's just not a sport to me. Just watching men, like, stand there and be muscular, that doesn't... And now, powerlifting, I could watch some powerlifting, like Olympic powerlifting. And I don't know how many of you guys used to watch back in the day. I don't know that they've had them for a while now. Maybe they have, but the World's Strongest Man contest. I love those. I love the World's Strongest Man contest. But yeah, like I said, I just can't sit there and watch bodybuilding. I forgot you guys could see everything I was doing there. How powerful will this punch be now? Jeez. What is crazy is Rumble was 170 before. He's literally twice the man he used to be. That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And I was almost twice the man I used to be. I used to fight in judo at 156. Of course, in high school, I was pushing 290. I'm down 11 pounds since the holidays, since the new year, guys. 2 weeks, down 11 pounds. I'm headed in the right direction. So, you know, say a prayer, throw a Hail Mary out there for me. Say Ola to Muhammad, whatever you believe in. Help me lose that weight, and it's going well, at least for the moment. Carl Robertson is 7-1, 3-1 in UFC with win over Jake Marshman, Darren Stewart, and Ryan Spann. His loss is to Cesar Ferreira. Damn, Olympic weightlifting powerlift is not yet an Olympic sport, Mike. I thought I seen him doing the power clean. I thought power clean was an Olympic sport. Okay, maybe it was World Championships that I was watching. I don't know. I did enjoy watching that, though. And I want your guys' ideas of other things to do on this channel. Because I really want to push this. I really need to push to 5,000 subscribers. And I'll tell you, if I can hit 5,000... I have a promotional deal out there that I can't talk about yet. Something that I have in the works. But if I get to 5,000, it's going to be very, very big for Fights with Friends. And when we get there, I think financially we'll be there to stick around. I lost 5 pounds since the new year already. Nice. Great job, Jason. Thank you, dude, man. What's up, D. Brown in the house? Hey, I appreciate the motivation. Definitely helpful. Mario Batista, who is replacing Lineker, is making his UFC fight debut. Do fight breakdowns. I do need to do more fight breakdowns. Luckily, recently, you know, we had the big push at work for Frito-Lay, pushing the chips out. They like to have these huge numbers. That they try to call them push week during the playoffs and football and everything. Luckily, that was during the UFC and kind of combat sports so-called off-season. Now the off-season's coming to an end. So hopefully I'll be putting in a few less hours, but I would like to be out of there. I put on a 6-pack, not the cams, but on top of my cake belly. Oh Jesus, that's not good, Robert. We don't want to see you die. I don't want to. Every once in a while, do me a favor and just have like 1 or 2 beers, and maybe go for a walk. Joseph Benavidez versus Dustin Ortiz. This is a very interesting fight as well. Let's look at Joseph Benavidez. And I will do a bigger breakdown. I need to get together with Dutch Guy and do a big breakdown on this. I haven't seen him tonight, but he's not into boxing, I don't think. And it's very early in the morning over there in the Netherlands. So Benavidez, 3 out of his last 4. Only lost a split decision to Sergio Pettis. Coming off a performance of the night, knockout over Alex Perez. Had a win over Henry Cejudo back in 2016. Of course, that still was kind of his big claim to fame. But this guy has been around. The only guy that's really been able to take this guy out, besides that super close fight with Pettis, has been the champion, Demetrius Johnson. And then way back in the day, Dominic Cruz. But that was back in 2010. This guy's been doing it for a while. And that was also at 135. I'm curious. I do believe that the 125-pound division is coming to an end. but I don't think Dana's really said anything about it. So what do you think of Planet's performance? I thought his performance was absolutely awesome. I thought he did everything right through most of the fight. I think his cardio started to catch up with him in the championship rounds. But he hasn't been in a lot of championship rounds. So if that's something he's going to continue to get better at. I think he's going to have to continue to work on his cardio. But, man, his counter punching was amazing. He landed beautiful power shots. And I don't know if that's a rematch you see right away. You know, I had it 114, 112 for Caleb Plant. There were some that had it, you know, a lot further off, though. 116, 110. And some scorecards were even further apart than that. But, yeah, I was very impressed with Caleb Plant. I thought it was a great fight by both guys. Benavidez just signed a new 4-fight contract. I seen that. I think you can use short clips of the fight for a breakdown video. No love for the small guys. I got to be careful. Even if you can, here's the thing. The burden of proof is always on the creator. If the UFC makes a claim, I have to beat them. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. I got bumped for showing. I'm trying to think of the guy's name now. I had him on the show. The nerd assassin, Luke Kumo. I showed just a few seconds of him walking down to the cage, Ultimate Fighter, just walking in his hoodie. I believe just a few seconds, and UFC took my monetization on it. So I will work with it, but I didn't get a strike, so I may work with it a little bit more. I'm just always worried about getting strikes. I have 0 strikes right now, so maybe I'll take a few more chances. Like you said, I am within my legal rights to do it. No love for the small guys. If Joseph Benavidez can snag Megan O'Leary, anything is possible. Is he marrying Megan O'Leary? Or dating Megan O'Leary? I did not realize that. I had no idea, to be honest. Gregor Gillespie versus Yancy Medeiros. This is a freaking fight. Yancy Medeiros is never in a boring fight. 3 performance of the nights, 2 fight of the nights. In his time in the UFC, I mean, this guy is an absolute highlight reel. And you go back to some of the great fights that he's had. 2nd round knockout over Gareth Joseph here. Of course, lost to Jim Miller, but that was back in the day. That was a different Jim Miller. He lost 1st round knockout. His losses are all the tough dudes. Francisco Trinaldo, Dustin Poirier. He had a great submission win over Sean Spencer. If you haven't seen that one, that was an incredible fight at 203. UFC 203. Of course, he put Eric Silva back in Bellator. I mean, not back in Bellator, but sent him over to Bellator. And got a win over Alex Oliveira. Right after that, in a fight of the night. Of course, his last fight lost to Donald Cerrone, 1st round knockout. But, I mean, no shame in that. This is a big step up for Gregor Gillespie, in my opinion. 12-0, ranked number 15 in the division. But you look at his record, and who is he really fought? I mean, Vince Pichel, Jordan Rinaldi, and he's got 4 finishes, though. He's got 3 bonuses, 4 finishes. I mean, he is a tough dude. 5 fights altogether, I'm sorry. He had the unanimous decision to start his career against Gianco Franca. You know, no big names on here, though. Yancy Medeiros, by far his toughest test to date. Oh, they're married. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's pretty... Hey, good for him. Good. Hey. Joseph Benavidez, congratulations, brother. That is a fine piece of ass. And the main event, of course, Henry Cejudo versus TJ. Quincy says, I got Gillespie. I could definitely go either way. Greg Gillespie, definitely a talented guy. And Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw. Champion versus champion. How hard is this cut going to be for TJ Dillashaw? Like they said, Henry Cejudo is a bigger 135-pounder. This thing really could go either way. At the end of it, though, I still got to stick with Dillashaw. You look at, he is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. There's nothing real big here. He's only 2 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage, 1-inch leg reach advantage. He lands more shots, but you have a better takedown average in Henry Cejudo. I think Henry Cejudo will also slow the pace of the fight. I don't think TJ Dillashaw is going to land at that kind of pace against Henry Cejudo. You can see Dillashaw also absorbs slightly more shots. That's because I believe, like I said, Henry Cejudo slowing down the pace. And those stats are going to be a little skewed because in his short career in the UFC, that first fight against Demetrius Johnson, Johnson landed a lot of shots, and it was like almost 100% in that last round. Why doesn't Cejudo have a belt in the picture? I seen that. They must have taken the picture before that fight, and he hasn't defended it yet, so that's... But I was thinking that was strange, too. Now, this is the Canadian site. On the U.S. site... oh, I didn't realize you could... Oh, changed so easily, but now it says page not found. So apparently you can't do it that way anymore. Anyways, the U.S. side kind of sucks now. I think Henry will win just because TJ looked like a 10-year-old boy the last time I saw a pic of him. That's a big cut for TJ. Yeah, I mean, 10 pounds, people think, oh, 10 pounds is not that big. When you're 135 pounds, depending especially on what you're cutting from, that's a big cut. That's a big cut. That's almost 10% of your entire body weight. That's like 7-8%. It's a lot. And he's already cutting. I'm guessing he probably walks around 145. So you're looking at a 20-pound cut at that point. You're looking at maybe 15% or more of your body weight. That's a very good point, Jason. I don't know what Cejudo walks around at, though. People say he's a big 125-pounder. I don't know what a big 125-pounder is compared to a small 135-pounder. I mean, do they walk around at 5 pounds apart, 10 pounds apart? That would be a big difference. If they're only 5 pounds apart, might not be so big. If they walk around at 10 pounds apart, I think that's kind of huge. TJ was already like 3% body fat at 135. I seen that. That is kind of... That should be kind of worrisome. And, you know, maybe it is. I don't know. But I cannot wait for that fight, though. I think that is going to be absolutely incredible. Closing in. Don't forget to do your taxes, guys. Don't forget. Definitely don't forget January 19th, a UFC, and don't forget your Alpha Brain. Guys, there was another guy who left his kid in a trunk. I don't know why the kid was in the trunk. 6-year-old kid was in the trunk. Suppose it was an accident and he forgot him in the trunk, but I'll tell you, he didn't have Alpha Brain. And I don't, if he had had Alpha Brain, maybe he would have been thinking queer. Maybe he never puts the kid in the trunk. I don't know why you do something that stupid, but look, don't forget your kid in the car. Don't forget your keys in the car. Don't forget your wallet. Just don't forget. Last week we talked about a guy in Miami. Of course, Miami that forgot his gun was in the bag of his child as he sent him to school at an elementary school. This week, Even worse, a guy forgets his kid in the car. I mean, absolutely, or in the trunk. Absolutely horrible. But with Alpha Brain, I remember more. You remember more. I think you will remember more. Look, I don't need to push this, I think, anymore, even though I know I am. I know I push this hard, but it's because I think it's a great product. I really do. It's helped me tremendously as far as bringing my commentary to the next level. I feel different without it at work, on the mic, everywhere. Alpha Brain, New Mood, Shroom Tech. Go there, check it out, get yourself a free sample. What do you have to lose? I mean, a free sample. And here's the thing, like, you can buy 30 days of On It Alpha Brain, and say you take a couple of them and they don't work, any On It supplement, they'll give you your money back. They don't even want the remaining package back. They don't want it. They're like, you know, you can go ahead and keep it. Who does that? I don't know who does that other than On It, to be honest. And I still get my money. So please. No. I don't even care if you buy anything. Just take the free sample. You get the free sample. Fights of Friends wins also. Fights of Friends is going to get a $10 kickback every time. And it's free. So I hope you guys check that out. I know that we're a little far away for some of you. I haven't gotten all my W-2s. This is going to be a complicated year for me. Not only did I had, how many, can I count the amount of jobs I had? I had four different jobs. I delivered for Amazon this year. I did on-demand merchandising for Jive. Both of those while I was working at Grocery Outlet. Combination of Grocery Outlet and Frito-Lay. So 4 jobs there. Then I have my eBay. I have my YouTube now to claim on this. It's going to be a little more complicated for me. I'm glad I have that I'm not cocky, and I'm going to definitely use TurboTax. Like I said, but I think it's going to be a good year. And I didn't pay taxes this year, so I'm going to really need their help. I didn't pay taxes at Grocery Outlet, Jive, or Amazon. Well, anything. Or Frito-Lay. I claimed 9. So my wife paid some taxes from her school. They take a decent amount out from the school, but I'm going to definitely need some help on the business side, or I'm going to owe a lot of money. TJ for sure has to lose muscle. Oh, yeah, that's a math problem. I remember that now that you said that. Yeah, he definitely does. I wonder if TJ Dillashaw will lose power due to cutting. I believe he walks around at 150. Well, that's a big cut if he walks around at 150. Wow. According to ESPN, Greg Hardy is the co-main event. What is that all about? I don't know, Bruins. That's what I've heard. I've heard that he was further up on the card the whole time, but every single time I went to the site, he's been near the bottom of the card. So, I have no idea. I guess we'll find out on January 19th what the order of the card is. But go look at recent photos of TJ. He looks so tiny. TJ looks like a little crackhead right now. Oh my God. That's hilarious. I will have to check that out, Jason. All right. I think I'm going to end it for now. Hey, thank you guys. Great night of fights. Congratulations again, like I said, to Caleb Plant, the new IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the world. The studio, I'm going to keep on adding things to it, looking a little different. I have some other posters coming too. I got to get a few more nails in the wall, things up here, but nothing big. And t-shirts, like I said, t-shirts are on their way. T-shirts were in the process of being made, but then unfortunately, you know, the mother-in-law ended up with cancer. That's why I'm so glad to see you guys. It was pretty depressing, honestly. It was a pretty depressing couple of weeks. A lot of stuff happened, especially my wife's been a very tough time. If you believe in any kind of God or anything, if you could say a prayer for her. She lost one of her favorite cousins a couple weeks ago, and then now this with her mom. We just pray that it's not in the liver. I was trying to remember where the cancer was before. It's not colon cancer. It's pancreatic cancer, which is what her husband died of a few years ago. So if you could give your thoughts and prayers out to them, it's greatly appreciated here on the Fights with Friends. But like I said, very good for my mood, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it, to get back in there, do some fights. That was a lot of fun. Next week, like I said, we'll do ESPN Plus, January 19th, that card, and then NFL Conference Championships. I plan on starting to do a lot of football now. I really enjoyed that, and I could definitely get into some other sports if you guys are interested. I'd like to watch some more sports. And if I'm watching them, why not commentate it and stream it and watch them with you guys? Much funner for me. It's a good site. He's also listed as the co-main event spot on MMA Junkie as well. It's a good site called The Internet is Worried About TJ's Cut, or something along those lines. Oh, an entire site? Oh, that's great. I love it. Saturday, January 19th, the return of trivia. It's on, everyone. Yes, the return of Fights with Friends trivia, January 19th. The return of the UFC. Which one's more important, the return of the UFC or the return of trivia? All right, guys. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.